All right. What are your pronouns, Infamous?
So my pronouns are she, her, and we. Yeah, we go by she, her, and we. So
Wait a
that has
second.
been
Hold up.
confusing.
No, 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 no.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
confusing. Can I say something? Can I guess and say something?
Go for it.
Literally over half my community are DID systems, and if I fucking Twitch counted them as like their full like list of alters, then like I would have been partner like years ago. Which is to say I only started 2 years ago, so are you a system, or are you just kill pronoun? Just like royal
No,
to be.
so for me, we come to terms that we have two thought processes for everything with my two mental illnesses. And even though we have the best way to say that, even though we have full control over our minds and what we're saying, you'll never know which one of us you're speaking to, because we are of two minds, and we are perfectly comfortable with that. Trying to pretend and force myself to behave of one mind didn't help me growing up. Um, so once I became, basically when I came out about my sexuality, I also came out more open about my illness. And it's just better for me to identify and recognize that we are two people in one mind. If that makes sense.
Okay, I have one question before.
Yes.
Can I keep that as the intro for this?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I want to ask permission.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you, Cypress. Um, and two, so this is very interesting to me because, man, yeah. Oh man, this is so interesting to me because when I talked with who was it? Oh my goodness, System of the Wild. They were talking about how BPD borderline can
Hmm.
feel and kind of simulate effectively having like you have basically two alters. You're a system of two,
Yeah.
where it's like you have the this version of yourself and then you have the that version of yourself. It can really feel like that and it can really fucking simulate that. So I think we actually kind of fits in that way,
Y-
you know?
Considering I have borderline and bipolar,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's
Yeah.
add bipolar onto all of that as
Yeah,
well.
right. It's like,
Yeah, just layers of fuck shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, um when there are certain things that we are experiencing, like when it comes to business, it's always going to be Infamous. Infamous handles business. Infamous is the operating system behind that, whereas my other half would be Steph. Steph
Hmm.
is more of my nurturer, caring side, the protective side. So that's why I say, realistically, you'll never know who you're going to get, because it's not that they're too far off from each other, but it's just how I conduct things. If I let Infamous run wild, I would have probably hurt a lot of people.
Hmm.
And when I was letting Steph be more open in the
Mm-hmm.
forefront, she got hurt a lot.
All right.
So it was finding a balance of having them come together to have these conversations. And that's when I explain to people, for me, I don't have a gray area. So the best way for me to explain it to people is, for me it is black and white. And when I say it's black and white, it's one part of my mind versus the other part of my mind. And they have to have this debate. or we have to go to outside people that we feel safe with to have these conversations to help us formulate a gray area. We don't have it. So the hardest part has been trying to get people to understand that. And in fairness, they don't, because a lot of people, I've asked people in my life, do they know what I have? And they'll give me the dry, bare bones answer of, yeah, I know what you have. But then when certain particular things happen, they're like, well, I don't know why you're acting like that. Well, if you go on Google, you type in borderline personality disorder, Google tells you right there before you get to any links. If you type in Google bipolar disorder, it tells you right there before you get in any links. They tell you they're both mood disorders. I can literally be disturbed and triggered by a lot of things, and it's a lot to control that and stay stable. And so we felt it was better to be open about this to those around us, because it helps us. At the end of the day, it may not help anybody else. You know, it may not help anybody that interacts with us, but for us to operate and to be healthy, it's better for us to be this way. And yeah, there'll be times where, like, you know, if you're on my social media, you may 1 minute see we and us, and 1 minute you'll see I. It's literally, well, that depends on what I'm using as well, because I may just be quoting a song. So, but like, I posted something today and it's we, you know, like, we deserve to be happy, and we deserve, you know, to feel like we're enough, you know, and we are growing and learning. That is a we thing, because we're learning to adjust to who we are and trying to communicate that to the outside world.
Okay. So I'm. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Okay. So I'm just trying to understand, I guess, everything that you just said. I'm gonna try to summarize it back to you, what I heard.
Okay.
So, okay. So it's interesting because, yeah, yeah. So it almost sounds like it's kind of like an ego versus super ego type-ish fight that happens in real time. Whereas, you know, the infamous side of you is like, fuck all this shit. Who cares? Just fucking tear through, live life. And if we hurt anyone, who gives a crap? We gotta like do our thing. And then, oh god, I fucking just forgot the other name. Fuck me.
Steph.
The Steph
Yeah.
side of you is just kind of like, we have to have a very stiff and controlled approach to everything, and we can't have any fun, and we can't do nothing. Am I close? I didn't get the feelings yet.
Yeah, that is in some sense, maybe not emotionally tied sense, but they do have their own respective energies and emotions tied to them. I will say that. You know, like, and it literally is depending on what's going on in my life or what it is that they're associating with, because sometimes infamous will be the logical one. If I had to use anything to give you the best understanding, is infamous is the more logical, where Steph is the more emotional, if that helps you any better.
Oh,
If you see, I'm saying, to understand a little bit better, Steph can, and that emotion can be, I want to be the center of attention. I feel my feelings are hurt. I forget everybody because they don't love me. That'll be Steph.
oh, so it's the other way around then that I said it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Then Inf would be like, you're being a little bit dramatic. it's not that bad, or if we just work a little bit harder. It really, like I said, it's more of a situational thing. But if I have to structure it, IMF is the logic of most things. So for me, when people most meet me on Twitch, majority of the time they're under the impression that they're meeting IMF because they're like, oh, IMF is fun and IMF is just saying, you know, the right things because that is the name that's presented to them. Whereas my family have grown up with me being Steph. So they don't know who IMF is, not realizing that there's two people. So that's where my ultimate struggle is trying to get people to understand that this is not a one person thing. It's always going to be a two person thing. I can't turn it off. Like I wish I could. I really do.
No, you can't. You've
Can't.
probably been this way your whole life because that's literally how. This is something I feel like people don't understand. I think that's how borderline does work. Like it, literally, that's how you is.
Yeah.
For your life, like you feel things so strongly, and it's such this splitting black and whiteness that effectively you are two different people. You know.
Yeah.
But you're just trying to get through life together.
Yeah. In one body. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think you have a lot. Yeah. That's literally why I was comparing it to ego, super ego, id. So ethos, logos, and pathos is another good comparison as well. But yeah. Shit. Welcome in, by the way. Hi, YouTube. How's it going? Waba here. I have ImFamous, not ImFamous, ImFamous, X1X, talking with us on Mental Health Monday about their experiences. There is the plural of we. Gotcha. Good job, English. About their experiences of, I don't know if you want to say being borderline, having borderline, being bipolar, having bipolar, you know. It's rough, right?
I normally try to say learning. I've been learning my illnesses. Because they're with every, just as well as every individual has their own things about them in life that happens with our illnesses as well, whether, you know, they're invisible or not.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
You know, so for me it was figuring out what I had because I've always known I was not normal by definition. And growing up in a family where it was swept under the rug and go to church and pray about it, you know. And I will say, you know, my mom at many points in my life, which is why I use the intro, the test subject, my mom did try to figure out what was wrong with me, you know, and you know, I seen psychologists, I was tested multiple times for different things. They actually found out that I'm documented to be a genius, but I don't care about that like one bit. Like great, y'all think I'm smart, and it went from, well, maybe she's just smart and bored, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm bored, but that's not why I'm thinking or feeling or
I mean, IQ
is like,
I have a lot of things to say against IQ in general,
yeah,
but
that's why I'm like, I'll tell people, but that's the excuse.
It shouldn't really affect anything. Yeah, that's what it becomes. It becomes the excuse of like, oh, well, why isn't, you know, she performing to this level, you know, because she's fucking dealing with her own brain gremlins and her literal fucking function of trying to get through life and dealing with shit.
Well, that was the thing. Like in school, you know, I actually had like really good grades, but it was I don't want to go. You know, I rather just be here and be with my grandmother, or, you know, play my games or watch TV. So it was not like I wasn't getting it. I can pretty much adapt to anything, but it was the having no motivation for it that they didn't understand, or when certain situations happen, why did I not want to go? And it really wasn't until 7th grade where I had an entire school situation happen from a fight, that's when my mom was like, something is not right about my child. I had females attempt to jump me for a male, and I snapped, and the school had to lock me in the auditorium. I don't remember anything.
Jesus Christ, the fuck?
Yeah, like I don't
So
remember
complete
anything.
blackout.
My complete blackout. Yeah. Like my friend and my cousin and of course the principal and the teacher involved and other students, eventually I found out what went on, but me personally, I just remember being locked in an auditorium
Jesus.
and wanting my mom, and my mom's face when they let her in the auditorium. Like, it's so detailed, that part. I can remember everything she had on, but anything prior to that.
I'm gonna guess this is definitely a you should have seen the other guy kind of situation.
So from what I was told, I hit the teacher, I took the lock from the girl, cracked her with it, stood face to face with a 6'6" security guard, told him to get
Damn.
the fuck out of my way, and went to go play in a creek that was outside of the school. I just wanted to get to something soothing, apparently.
Apparently.
My friend is who actually got me to come in from the creek to come into the auditorium. And they told her she had to leave, that they did not want her hurt by me. And that teacher actually pressed charges on me. I was a kid. I was smaller than him, but he was afraid of me. And that's when it was like, my school looked at it as, oh, she's a delinquent. My mom looked at it as, no, there's something wrong with my child. And she tried, she did her best that she could, but realistically, and I have to say this honestly, some of those doctors didn't want to help me because of my skin color.
That's very true. There's so much fucking just. I was gonna say strategize. That's not the fucking word I want to use. You know what fucking word I want to use. Wow, all my words are just failing me today. Racism in the profession, legally strategize. Thank you, Ribbon. Institutionalized.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah,
And
that doesn't surprise me in the fucking slightest, unfortunately.
Right, and their answer was, let's shove pills down our throat. And my mom was like, no.
Yeah, of course that's their answer because, sit down,
Right.
shut up.
Yeah.
Be a good little.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, after those type of situations happen, my mom started to even get herself looked at,
Yeah.
But
sure.
but stuff started happening in our lives that got to the point of she couldn't even handle what was going on with her. So my issues, because of how I am, I had to protect her.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the things about me, and where the whole, well, now the person who needed to express the emotions can't express the emotions because I need to be the strength for my mom, and I need to be her voice.
Why
And I
did you
think that
feel the need to be her voice and be strong for her?
when my grandmother passed, my whole family to them it was about money.
Right.
Like, my grandparents had money. My grandfather was in the military.
Sure.
And so when my grandmother passed, my mom started to drink. And they felt like my mom wasn't able to manage this. And they would just say crazy stuff to her. And, I even had one of my cousins try to swing on her, and I took the hit. That was my mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much we bumped heads. This is my mom.
Absolutely.
And she was the person, who was there to take care of my grandmother until she left this earth.
Mm-hmm.
She was the person that was there to help my grandmother when my grandfather left. So y'all don't have the right of being people outside of this house to judge
Absolutely.
her on her trauma of how she dealt with this. Like what my mom went through, I wouldn't want anybody to go through.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I understood why she drank, but I didn't like it because I was losing her.
Yeah, because you lose her as well, because it's just like, where's the mom that did, was there for us, but now
Yeah,
she's more there for the drink, right?
right. And
Yeah.
so for me, because I have two younger siblings, I became the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I was the person, like, in my late teenagers, working a job, going to school, and eventually my
Sure.
mom did get herself together. She got herself together. She met my stepdad, and things were seeming to be all right, to the point of where, okay, well, this is now stabilized. But then my personal life, being ripped out of the school that I was going to and having to worry about it, all of the stuff that I dealt with in that school, being in this school, it was traumatizing. Like, I was one of three black kids
Wow.
in this entire school.
That sounds like my
And
school, honestly, from where I was from. Fucking
yeah,
small white town America.
yeah, that's this where we moved to was, yeah, like it was a lot of interracial couples
Mm-hmm.
there, but their kids were going to school with like my sibling.
Right.
The high school kids were not so much. So like it was worried, like, am I gonna have to worry about people finding out about my past and holding that against me? And
Hmm.
so
With
I
the beating up the kids that passed?
well, the being jumped, yeah.
Yeah, like, hello,
Yeah,
you defended yourself? Like,
I you
finding out
know
about I also get it, though, because literally you would have just been demonized. You would have just been like, oh my gosh, she's an aggressive black woman, and again, you have all
pretty
those
much,
other
yeah,
things to add
yeah,
on top of that. Yeah.
yeah. So I kind of
So,
kept to myself
I'm
and
sorry.
actually
I like I like summarizing a lot because it helps me process and
no, no
helps, like,
problem.
get other things out. So, like, basically, you're growing up. I mean, this is unfortunately a very fucking common story in a way. Local black woman, grows up grows up in intergenerational, traumatic situation, basically, of, grandparents dying, mother needs to take care of them, mother in turn turns to drinking, daughter then has to take care of mother and play therapist and play whatever and play support and this other stuff. And it's just like the generational trauma keeps going and keeps cycling, you know.
Yeah.
And now you add on top of this mental illness. Do you know what your mom might have or had, or I don't know if your mom's alive or not, or what she
No,
went
she's
through?
not. Yeah, she's no longer with us
My
anymore.
condolences.
Thank you. She actually just was really depressed, actually.
Yeah.
My mental illness, actually, we didn't find out until later on, comes from my dad's side of the family.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
Where was your dad in this?
with
Oh
his
no.
with his ex-wife and her kids, and
Is this stereotype?
in and
Was he
out of
genuinely trying to be?
jail,
Oh, oh
and
no.
on and off of drugs. Yeah, like
Oh no.
I literally have the stereotype black
Yeah.
kid
Oh
life. I'm
no.
sorry. I mean, other than the fact of I didn't live in the
Yeah.
ghetto. I lived in a $250,000 house. So that's the
Sure.
only thing that is not the part of the story. Is
Same.
like I was born in the ghetto. My
Sure.
grandparents was like, no, we not raising my grandbaby in the hood,
Yeah.
so they got me up out of the hood. But other than that, no, my
Yeah.
father thought he was a pimp.
Oh. Oh my God.
He sat there, had his ex-wife, when my mom and him didn't work out. I have a sister that's 6 months, so she's no longer with us anymore, but our birthdays were 6 months apart. Like all of the typical stuff that you hear about,
Oh my God.
black families. I had that happen. So
My
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. My partner is black and
Mm,
Trinidadian. and he has a lot of that stuff going on. We actually just recently found out about a daughter that the dad had that's like right around my partner's age. Like we recently found that out like a year ago. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, he was a sister. What?
It's like, excuse me, what? I
Excuse
have a
me?
what? Right.
From where? From when? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Like I didn't find out. I knew about my oldest sister growing up because my dad used to compare everything about my life to her. And
Mm.
then the
Oh
other
my
sister,
god.
I didn't find out
The fucking
until like I was like
comparisons.
14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came in, she was trying to take my mama, and I fought her because I was like, "This is my mama. Get your own mama." And it sucked because now I feel bad because we didn't really have a relationship because to me it was like this is my mom. I already share her with these two over here. She birthed. I'm not
Right.
sharing her with you. This is
Oh
my
my god, yeah.
But
Like fuck
that
off.
was my possessiveness,
Yeah.
but
I don't
I
blame
didn't
you
know the
either.
struggle she went through.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Oh man. Oh my Jesus. Fuck.
yeah.
Stereotypes exist for a reason because unfortunately sometimes they can be proved true. They're neutral. I look at I like my partner's view of stereotypes, which is like stereotypes are neutral and people can add like various negative things to it.
Yeah.
I have maybe more of a more negative view, which I feel like most stereotypes are just harmful ultimately. Because it can perpetuate and self-fulfilling prophecy yourself into continuing traumatic generational trauma, but who knows really. I think it points out basically a problem that exists in the community, ultimately. That's kind of what it is, I feel, unfortunately. So absent father, drug seeking father, ex-wife, kid you don't know about, all that stuff. But that all fucking stacks onto you, and now you carry all that burden
Yeah.
mentally. Even if it doesn't affect you daily, it still affects you, and then it's going to affect your kids, etc., so forth.
Well, see, that was the beautiful thing,
Yeah.
that I I lost my mother in the same year that I had my daughter.
Wow.
So my daughter is the only reason why I'm even speaking. So for me,
That's
it
fair.
was, I'm going to do my best to
Yeah.
not put her through what I was put through. And realistically, some of that I've succeeded. Like I said, that's part of what made me find out myself what was going on with me, was because I didn't feel it was right to put the burden on her, of not knowing what was running wrong with me and why was I going through what I was going through. Now, during all of that, yes, stuff happened, but realistically, if I look at my relationship with my daughter, and like I said, she's going to be 13 next month, and then I look at my relationship with my mother when I turned 13, I definitely did my best to break the generational curse.
Yeah.
I think if
I think you
anything,
did.
the only difference is that is similar is her father isn't around. But you know what? That's not being hidden. Like I didn't find
Right.
out truths about my dad until like going into being an adult. And
Oh.
even now that he's sober, I still am just now finding out truths,
Oh
and I'm
my
grown as
god.
hell. But with my
Right.
daughter, I let her learn her father.
Good.
I didn't remove him
No.
from her life.
Right.
It's my daughter's decision to not have this man in her life.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I think that's super fucking huge for you as a parent. Like, that can be very scary in a lot of ways because I know a lot of parents like to think that they're helping protect their kids by like shielding the truth from them.
Hmm.
But I feel like ultimately they end up hurting their child because they don't tell them the truth, and then the child has a bad relationship with you as the parent and isn't sure if they can trust you anymore. And then now on top of that, they have to figure out, do they even want to have a relationship with this estranged family member?
Yeah,
So I think that's really huge of you, honestly.
yeah. Like I tried for the first few years of her life to have him be there, and that was, like I said, before I was diagnosed. I didn't get diagnosed until, like I said, halfway through our relationship, and that was even through trauma he put me through. I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I can't have her.
This is baby daddy.
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
So no, that's it.
I mean,
Literally,
I feel like it's
that's what
accurate.
he is. Sperm
That's what
donor.
it sounds like. I'm like, it doesn't
Sperm.
seem to be like he was in your life much longer.
No. Like we were together.
Yeah.
We were together for like 5 years. You know.
5 years. How the
Yeah.
fuck do you run away from oh my god.
You have kids with. So a funny story. He had kids before he met me, and that is the person who he's currently with now. So my child is one of 7 children.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the smart one. When I got done, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that because
You had your
I
one
was
and you're
better
done.
for it. And I made the decision to not, like, when he hurt me the way he hurt me, and then he hurt her. It was like, you know what? I'm not going to. I don't care.
Yeah.
How bad I want another child.
Yeah.
This is not fair to me, and this is not fair to her.
Absolutely not.
And even looking at the relationship she has with her siblings, I see that I made the correct move with that. And as much as, like I said, I would have loved to have another child, like I said, she's healthier from not having certain things dealing with. And now knowing that the illnesses are genetic,
sure,
I don't want her to be any more triggered at such a young age.
Absolutely.
And having so much trauma going into her teens that I had.
It basically, I mean, what it's sounding like, I mean, all the implications, because there's a lot of implications, and I just like stating them because I think it's important, because sometimes people don't make the connections, but I'm making all the connections in my head right now. So it sounds like baby daddo and X that he has 6 other kids with. Jesus, that's that in itself is very concerning. I'm concerned for her mental health and wondering if she's like,
I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into that barrel monkeys.
I don't think we should.
I'm just gonna say in the positive sense that they deserve each other. That is what I'm going to say in the positive sense. They deserve each other.
Fair enough. I also feel bad for her because when you have so many kids, especially if they're in I don't know if it was in rapid succession necessarily, but like when you have a lot of kids, that gets into not just like postpartum depression, that gets into postpartum psychosis, which can roll into other things, and other things can roll into other things, and if they're substance using, then that rolls into more things, etc., so forth. And I'm sure those kids are fucking traumatized, and I feel super bad. I feel more bad about those kids than them.
I will agree with you there.
Yeah.
As far as the adults,
like,
those
kids
I will
did
say
not deserve that.
The adults knew what they were doing on both sides.
That's what it is. The adults know what the fuck they're doing, and the kids are just in a shitty situation.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your kid, when interacting with their siblings, were kind of like, whoa, you guys are traumatized. Like, I don't want to be around you.
I mean, they love
each other. Okay.
Yeah, they love each other, but there are things that, like I said, that have came up that has rattled my child, and for the protection of my child, I will do anything and everything I need to that is in my power. I'm not even going to say legally or illegally, anything that's in my power to make sure that my child's every well-being is protected, then so be it. So when she comes and talks to me, you know, it's weird to other folks where they're like, well, why is your child just talking? My child's not talking in disrespect to me. My child is talking and vocalizing how she feels, something I was never allowed to do. So when my child is having a bad day or she's frustrated, she's venting.
That's huge.
You see what I'm saying?
That's huge.
And because of that, it's building her confidence, but it's also giving her her own voice.
Precisely.
So, you know, and even with my illness, you know, she came in here earlier because honestly, yesterday I was not in the best headspace.
Right.
And she came in here and she asked me, you know, mommy, are you okay? And I told her, I said, no, I'm not. But at this moment, I'm not in a place where I can talk to you about this. When I am in a place to talk to you about this, I will. Now, that doesn't mean I go and have an adult conversation with my child because my child is only 13. But I'm going to be honest with my child and tell my child, mommy was hurt.
Yeah.
And because mommy was hurt and is trying to do her best to not lash out at everybody, mommy needed to get her head together. because that was one of the things when I was first diagnosed is I didn't know what was going on with my brain. So I would lash out at everybody, you know, her, my sister, people I worked with, because I didn't know what was going on. And my brain is going 1,000, a million miles a second with every possible synopsis of every situation, good and bad. I would just lash out all the time. So it was like, no, let me get me together. Let me get me together, then I can process what I need to say to you, how I need to say it to you. And she was like,
Yeah,
okay, and gave me a hug and went back and played Genshin. Like
that's awesome.
that's the best part of my illness is the fact of it hurts that the adults around me don't
Mhm.
understand, but the fact that my child and my nieces understand.
It's kind of sad in a way, right? Like you're a grown ass adult, how the fuck you not understand? But oftentimes kids really do have great insight because they just accept everything as okay, this is your reality, this is your norm.
Hmm.
So why would I question that? You know, I feel like adults often question so much. I know I'm asking a lot of questions of you for sure, but like you know, I hope that I'm asking in a nice, wholesome way that like you understand. I'm trying to be empathetic and learn your story.
No, you're
Um,
fine.
um, you know, and I'll ask you at the end, you know, if I've understood you properly, because
Of course.
I'd like to know if I've heard you out pretty well. I'm trying my best. Um, yeah, children are amazing. Emphasis, children are amazing. That's true. Um, but yeah, I love that you have that relationship with your child and that's how you like kind of treat everything. Like that's huge. Honestly, that does really I feel it does break the cycle a lot to basically have open communication with your child about mental health and like it doesn't have to be you don't have to turn it into like make my child my therapist. You basically turn it into like a no, mommy's not doing well right now. You
Hmm.
know, doesn't have the capacity to talk to you, but I will talk to you when I do. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's really great. That's really great self care on your part and on her part, because she'd be like, okay, and you know, be like, well, I love you, mommy, you know, and then go back to playing your game.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
even the one thing like I tell her and my nieces, or I tell a lot of like their friends and stuff. You know, because we were kids, it was you need to go to college and you need to have the best
Oh
education
my
and you
god,
need to be, you know, you need to be better than me. And it's like better than you how? You know what I'm saying? Like you
that's
feel
so
me
silly.
going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
school
yeah.
to put myself in debt makes me better than you. So what I tell them is I need you to learn the tools that I did not get so you can be a better person,
Yes,
human, so you can be better
huge.
mentally and physically than I am. Your path on getting
Absolutely.
there is how you choose to get there, but I need you to take a path that makes you, in every form or fashion, a better human inside. You know what I'm saying? Whether that is going to school, trade school, but even just how they treat each other. You know what I'm saying? That's huge because that's mainly where it starts. You know, when kids interact with their own family members, that's where it started with me. Like, my bullying didn't start with kids in school. It started with my family members talking about my skin color and talking about my lisp and
The
talking
fuck,
about how I spoke and talking
bruh.
about my size. And then when I went to school, you see what I'm
I.
saying?
Oh
Then
my
the kids in
god.
school went talking about my lisp and talking about my weight, and you see what I'm saying? But that's where it starts. It's like,
So they
you know,
just
kids.
start from that judgment standpoint. They just judge you before they even fucking know you. I hate that.
Yeah, but that's the projection
Absolutely.
of parents.
Insecurity.
Yeah, insecurity that parents
Mm-hmm.
have inflicted in them, and that's the lesson that I'm now
Yes.
teaching my daughter. Like
Absolutely.
my daughter is such her own free spirit, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that it's crazy because she's me but not me. You
And
know,
you know
like
what? You know what's gonna happen to her in school if it hasn't happened already? People are gonna be intimidated by her fucking amount of confidence. And you know what?
yes.
That's a them problem.
Yes, and you know what? I would rather her be modestly confident
Absolutely.
than ignorantly arrogant.
Absolutely.
I
And
want
to
her
add
to
on to
love
that,
herself
I would also
in and
rather her
out.
be that than anxious and projecting and, you know, angsty
Yeah.
about just trying to grow, because like she's in a very critical point of development, right? You know,
Hmm.
she's trying to figure out who the fuck she is, you
Yeah.
know?
And
And
I have a
it's,
big part in that. So
yeah, absolutely.
it's a lot of weight that
It
comes with
is.
that because
But
I,
it,
like you said, we'll see stuff,
mm-hmm,
growing up, and that deflects on them. So for me, it's
mm-hmm,
like even my own interactions, things that I do, I have to take into consideration that this could potentially affect her. Things with my dating life, things with my friendships,
absolutely.
things with content creation, even,
Yeah, it
my
can.
cosplays, like all of
Right.
that. I have to structure this in respect for myself, but in respect for her, because like we just seen, somebody can come in here and see me, and
Mm-hmm.
that could be somebody that goes to her school, and we'll never know because this
Yeah.
is the land of Twitch, but
Right.
they'll see me picking her up. And if I'm sitting here, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's days where I do have my titties out, but if every single time somebody sees me, I got an almost nipple hanging out and I'm drunk and I'm falling over, and I'm saying the dumbest of shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I say the dumbest of shit a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the time, but that will be the, oh, we seen her mom on Twitch and she was just, and that
Off
could
the
break
walls.
the
Yeah.
right. So now if they run into me, then it's like, dang, her mom got a potty mouth, but she's
Oh my
shooting the hell
god.
out of them folks in Fortnite. Like, like, like I've met her friends, and the most toned down version of me,
Yeah.
and her friends are just like, your mom is just so pretty, and I'm just sitting here like,
Thank you.
I got a ponytail in my head, I got a hoodie on and sweatpants and a mask. How am I, like, but
Oh,
like we said,
just take the
kids are.
compliment and go.
Yeah, I did. I was like, because kids normally say fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, "Hi, Mrs. Such and Such," and
Yeah.
then get to talking about the parent behind the kid back. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they were just so astonished when I took off my mask, they were like, your mom is just so pretty. Oh my God, you look just like her." And I'm like, so now
Aw.
every time my kid feels down about herself, I'll be like,
Yeah.
well, my community thinks you look like me, and my community thinks I'm pretty, and your friends think you look like me, and your friends said I'm pretty, so what does that make you?
Fucking gorgeous.
So that's how the workaround works, because
Absolutely.
I know how it feels, because if you would have asked me earlier today, I'd be like, yeah, I'm all right on a Tuesday. I still may feel I'm all right on a Tuesday, but this hair though.
That's such a mood. On a Tuesday. Fuck yeah. I was gonna disrespectfully say, like, yeah, I can't start the OnlyFans yet. Not yet. Not yet. Gotta wait till.
No, 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 no. The way I've been asked, and I'm just like,
Oh my god. I'm sure. I'm
no,
sure.
no. I've I- I've
I'd
been
just be like, I show enough titty on Twitch, like you'll be fine.
Listen, I've had people. My best friend himself
Mm-hmm.
was like, OnlyFans be popping for feet pics. We could just get your
Fansly would be
feet
better, by
done.
the way.
I'm like, ugh, sir,
Sir.
I'm not doing OnlyFans. Period. Like, no, we're not.
Just do Fansly for your cosplays. Literally just post the same shit you post on Instagram and do it on, like, put it behind a paywall on Fansly. I
I,
swear to God, people will pay for it.
I've
I
thought
shit
about
you not.
that so much. I definitely have. It might be a thing that might go on next year, because I'd be like, these
Just
cosplays
do it
are
for the meme and
expensive.
do it for the paywall. Because it's like, listen, if you want to like pay for these pictures, you could also bait it more and just be like, post the first picture in a set on Instagram, and be like, see the rest on my Fansly. Like, check my special link in the bio, boys.
And then they'll go and look, and they're still basic ass fucking pictures.
Yeah, but they'll still pay for it
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
shows a little titty cleavage, and they'll be like, oh. Do not underestimate the power of horny on the internet. All right.
I haven't. I haven't. The things that I've gotten in my DMs, I have not.
Oh
I
God.
definitely have not. Some of the comments, some of the follows.
Some of the pictures.
Yeah. Luckily, because of how I have my stuff set
Yeah.
up, like maybe when I first started, like
Mm-hmm.
when I was only modeling
Sure.
before I did the content, I definitely got more pictures.
For
But
sure.
now because of how I have my stuff locked down, the most I may get is, "Hey, you should let me see your titties," or "Hey, you know, you should let me, you should sit on my face." And it's like,
I would just be like, sure, come to twitch.tv.
not with my mods. My mods is ruthless. They be like, "You came for what? Goodbye."
Came for the titties. Okay, here's a Pornhub link. Have a good day.
Right. You know what? That might be a thing. We might take a note of that.
Don't do that. Don't actually do that though.
No, we're just gonna give them random links. So it's not actually gonna be a porn.
Give like a bit.ly link.
Right. It's just random link out of nowhere. Show them a cow getting milked. There you There's your titty. There's your udders right there.
Yeah, you want to see my big udders? Click right here.
Farmersonly.com. Yes.
Yes. It's great. Be petty. Fucking love that. Always. You gotta be. I think you gotta be to like live in this, to be a community, to be a content creator long term. You have to fucking learn to laugh and be petty.
Yeah. It's a with me. It's a humble petty. Like I'll do it in a joking manner, but because of my how my brain operates, I don't do drama. So it's like,
same.
If it's not just trolling a troll or, you know, getting somebody being ignorant up out of the paint, I've literally like stopped whole chat and be like, what made you think that was a good idea to say this? I just want to know. Like, I'll get the therapy in them real quick. So, you know, when you were
I do that every so often. Yeah.
Like, and they'll be like,
sometimes I do that, but usually I just like click ban and be like, what? Bye. Like, moving on.
It depends on the mood. It
depends on the mood for sure. Like, sometimes I'm gonna make content out of you. Like, you can clip me, but I'll make content out of you. Like, give a shit.
Yeah, no, I definitely made a whole tweet out of somebody. I said, congratulations. I think it was Halloween of last year. Somebody was like, you only have this many viewers because your boobs are fake, because I was cosplaying Tsunade. So I was like, I went on Twitter after the stream and was like, victory is mine. We have surpassed just showing titties. They are fake titties. And the way like everybody was like, you are a mess. I know I'm
honestly a flex. I don't know. I think I would take that as a flex too. I'd be like, oh shit. Big flex. You think my titties are fake? Damn, thank you.
Like, I've done great. I don't know what I did, but thanks.
I grew them myself.
So right. I woke up one day not wanting these motherfuckers, but they're here now. So we're just gonna make the best of them. Thank you.
Although for all my friends out there who don't want their titties, please donate them to me. I would like to add them to my own, because if I could snap my fingers and have my perfect body, I'd have a rockin' set of tits and a big old Fuda cock. So
yes,
it's fine. Literally, I'm non-binary. I'm trans, but like I don't want to transition. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to snap my fingers and just have a fucking femme body, please. That doesn't work that way.
I mean, how I feel, I want a Brazilian butt lift, but I keep being told I shouldn't do it. So I'm like, can I just get hips then? And
why shouldn't you?
My community feels that it is enough butt back there.
Yeah, I was also about to, so I'm like personally, I have not seen your butt, but like, you know, just judging based on the color of your skin, because I'm a racist, obviously. I would assume that you have a big butt, so maybe you already have enough butt.
You know,
that's a bad assumption.
Prior to popular belief, a large amount of the community don't actually have them.
No, it's not inherent. I know it's not inherent.
Yeah,
because I've seen obviously, like, I live in Albany, so like huge, like literally over half the population black, and I've seen some like big women with big breasts, but then they have like a negative ass, and I'm like, how are you okay? Yeah. Like, I feel like you're gonna fall over.
The karmatic aspect of it is sometimes the universe wants you to have one or the other, because they know if you had both, you would act the damn fool. Which is why I believe
is that why?
The universe won't give me a flat stomach, because I would be acting a damn fool.
Is that why Frankie is the way he is?
Yeah. Yes.
Because he has both.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yes.
He has both.
You
He
get
doesn't.
you get both, you act the fool, and then they're sitting here like, see, this is why we don't let y'all have both, because y'all don't know what to do with yourselves. And then they go and test it again, and then it happens again, and somebody be like, didn't we just say we weren't going to try this anymore? And then somebody
I
up
mean,
there or around
to be
there or in the
fair,
lab be like, but it's a great thing to watch.
in
And
defense of Frankie might be acting like the damn fool sometimes, but also like if anyone ever has the audacity to question him, he will beat them up,
well, there you
and
go.
he has the capacity to. So like, don't question him. It's great. Respectfully, she has a wagon lover though. All right, you oughta JYT. Thank you. Oh my god. So we're talking about mental health, right?
Yeah, we can
Oops.
get back on that. We can get back on that
I
topic.
don't have ADHD, chat. You have ADHD. Shut up. I don't have ADHD. I can't self-diagnose that one. Self-diagnose everything else with that one? No. No way, chat. You can't do that. It's not like I have training or anything. That's ridiculous, chat. Why would you think that? Got a whole ass master's for nothing, obviously. Anyway, okay. We had a question before. And this is a cool little feature. I don't know if you're looking at stream, but it's a cool
I
little
am.
He is. I was like wondering, where are you looking? Looking at me. 5-second delay. Let's go. Okay, this is a question before. This is like from the beginning of the interview, but like it's also a good question to like try to lead into more talking about like bipolar and borderline. So if there's a traumatic event, the made up example for this is can be of their choosing. Does she and we process the events in equal capacity or in a similar way? Not sure if I'm explaining correctly. So basically the question here is kind of like, does each part of you process it in different ways, or do you process it together as like a kind of collective effort for any various trauma that you've been through?
They both process it in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
which is why a lot of the times I have to take a step back, because one will want to react or want to resolve it one way, and one will not want to react or resolve it at all. Um, that's where, like I said, the logical and the emotional part come in.
Mm-hmm.
Is we have to basically like pick it apart, and that's why my brain never turns off, because one of them will be like, well, hey, well, what if we just try this, or hey, what if we just say this, or hey, maybe if we just do this, or hey, why don't we just tweet something and say whatever we want to say, or hey, why don't we, they'll go through a whole scenario. So eventually what happens is if I get to a point where they can't come to a conclusion,
Mm-hmm.
I will have to speak to outside parties. Now, what happens when I have the conversation with the outside parties is normally their input kind of gets them to both be like, okay, well, I see where this person is coming from.
All right.
So, and if everybody that I speak to about it is literally saying the same thing, and that was what one part of the brain is saying, then they'll be like, basically, nah, 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 I told you this is how we should handle it. But
Right.
we'll say, for instance, somebody tells me something that was not thought or was not processed yet, they'll actually shut the fuck up and listen.
Ooh, okay.
Like I said, I'm currently going through something, and
Right.
3 different people have told me similar things, and my brain is like, maybe we should just shut the fuck up and try what they're saying. Maybe
Maybe.
we should try what we're doing. And then the good thing is the people that I talk to, sometimes, I can't say all the time, because
Sure.
sometimes they're not all reinforcement is good reinforcement, or
Absolutely.
not everybody always knows exactly what type of reinforcement to give at certain times.
Right. Yeah.
But the one thing that I can definitely say the people around me do is they remind me, one, that I'm doing a good job, even taking what I need to do to process it, and taking what I need to do to grow and get past it. So then that way we don't feel bad about every other thing we might have thought about, because we'll start to beat ourselves up like, well, why didn't we think about this, or why did we even go down this route? So having the reassurance, like, I have to tell people, like, my love language,
It's a vicious
number
cycle.
one love language is words of affirmation. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
tell us that we're doing good, especially in this area when it is very,
Same.
very hard, means a lot to us.
Same. I need words of affirmation from my community because I'm so anxious a lot of times. I'm just
Yeah.
like, am I getting through? Am I communicating well? Because I'm always like, oh no, I have said an uh-oh. Does this person actually think I'm a piece of shit now?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So it helps to have that reinforcement that your attempts are applauded,
Yeah.
and that whatever, structures you might have in the process of you formulating all of this for your steps or boundaries or goals or whatever it is that has to do with that were put in place are still good, and you can still utilize them,
Absolutely.
because you're doing it for you and for your growth and your healing and your protection. So you're not wrong in those things, but we're just giving you another outlook on how you could potentially do it, or you can incorporate this with that. And a lot of the times that normally shuts them up for a little while. They'll be like, okay, and they'll start to formulate the process. What unfortunately tends to happen to me is I can never fully process, because in my life the same thing will repetitively happen, and then the trauma, then the other side of the brain is like, see, we should have just never ever did this, and we should have just never did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other part is like, no, shit just happens. And then it's like, no, we don't want shit to happen. We don't want pain anymore. We're trying to be happy. And then that starts an argument, because now we're blaming ourselves instead of looking at the bigger picture again. So the ongoing argument never fully stops, because what I'm dealing with never fully stops. And that's what sucks. Like, I constantly feel like, that's why I say it can never turn off, because
No, you can't.
yeah, we solved today's issue, but what's going to happen
What's happening?
tomorrow?
Right, exactly.
Hopefully nothing happens tomorrow and we can go about it a great Tuesday, but
Be nice.
yeah, but realistically,
But things will always happen. You make a million decisions a day. Like,
yeah.
it's exaggeration, but you do. You know.
Well, I keep the quote in my head from Alice in Wonderland. I thought about 8 different things before breakfast.
Yeah. Good quote. I have 3 questions. Sorry, this is why I'm holding up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I remember things. 1, are you talking in a meta sense, or am I talking to specifically Steph or ImFamous?
You'll never know. You'll never know.
So meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will never tell you, because we don't want to be treated different.
That's fair. I wouldn't. Well,
Not by you. It's not a you
no, I
personal
know. I
thing.
know.
It's a we don't want anybody to ever formulate knowing the difference fully.
I know. And so, okay. I don't want to say this in like an how do I say this? I don't want to say this in an invalidating way.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't say it.
I mean, you can say it, because I can maybe give you light to it.
Yeah. So like oftentimes, when it comes to like specifically folks who are deity systems, for a very, very long time, and potentially for their whole life, depending, on situations and where they are in life, the system masks itself as just the main person that people think that they are, and don't want someone to see what those differences are. I know it's a different situation for you, because you're not deity system, but it mirrors a lot of other things in deity system stuff, of like that kind of inner dialogue, that black whiteness, that kind of like effectively you're 2 people speaking for one person, and you just want to be perceived as one person, because that's just it's easier, so people don't have to fucking question you, and B of all, it's just like what's the word for it? I don't know. You talk now while I think of words.
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why I potentially say you'll never know is because realistically, this is always going to be who I am. Like currently right
absolutely.
now in your chat is my mods. Not
Sure.
just my mods, but my friends.
Yeah.
So they spend a lot of time with me and they probably couldn't tell you who they're talking to. My child probably couldn't tell you who she deals with. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
not in a sense of like not wanting anybody to necessarily find out. And like I said, we're
Okay.
just now learning a way to process it. So like I said,
Oh, okay.
so eventually, like,
Maybe eventually there might be more of a separation in the future, but right now,
I don't think it'll ever be a separation. I think the best way to explain it is, this is the perfect way to explain it.
Okay.
Perfect. Did you
Okay.
ever watch
Okay.
Steven Universe?
Yeah, I fucking love Steven
Garnet.
Universe.
I am literally
Okay.
Garnet.
Yeah.
You
Good.
know that there are two
Steven
people in
Universe.
Garnet, but when you
We
interact
talk
with
about that.
Garnet, she lets you know that they are there, but this is who I am right now,
Yeah.
and this is why they're
Because-
in here and I'm being there. So
Yes.
that is the best way that I can explain
That
it,
is
which is why when I seen Garnet, it was like a home. I love her not only because of who voice acts her, but because I felt seen.
Yes.
Like, yes, that's the best way I can say it.
So Garnet headcanons. So I love Steven Universe. I watched it all, obviously.
Yes.
And I've had like a theory going in my mind about, like, obviously fusion, the surface level metaphor of fusion is like a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there could be deeper meanings that other people could derive. Headcanons I've seen. I mean, you just revealed like a BPD headcanon, basically. But I've also seen it in kind of like a DID sense of the way. Because, like, when Garnet fights with herself at the motel, for instance, like, all of a sudden, like, stuff is breaking apart and they are two different people talking to each other, even though they're still in the same body. But then they're like, fine, fucking, let's split, you know? And then they split.
Yeah.
Because they can't deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, it also, again, basic metaphor of relationships, you know, but I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily always like the metaphor of a relationship, but I like the metaphor. I like the overall meaning that gets across, which is just that Garnet is a lot more than just the sum of her parts, as are you.
Yeah.
As are you.
I will give you a little information into this. So there is a space in when I do a lot of meditating, a lot of like decompressing, as the best terms.
Absolutely.
And I will tell you, those particular times, yes, it is two people having a conversation. If it's that messed up in my life, that is why I need to pull away from everything.
Yeah.
That is why I unplug from everything.
Absolutely.
So when I'm laying there, it is a conversation with two people. And I will sit there and be like completely honest with you. When it gets to a point that it is just too much to overwhelm, those are the moments, and this is why I've been very vocally open about, like, just mild trigger warning for anybody in chat, me being suicidal, because it gets to a point where I just hate existing, because I know people would rather have one part of me or they hate another part of me, and I can't remove either part of me.
No, you can't.
So I would rather not exist.
Right.
And that's an ongoing struggle, because one of my biggest things is I feel people love ImFamous but don't love Steph. And it's mainly because, like I said, the portrayal of what people think ImFamous is. ImFamous is confident, ImFamous is sexy, ImFamous is fun, not realizing, like, no, some of those parts are still Steph. You know, some of the emotional parts are ImFamous. You'll never know. You can't identify these things, but they go by, well, Steph's the person that's outside of the camera, and it's like, you don't know who the hell is outside of the camera or who is in front of the camera. You're not meant to know. what's
Right.
behind the curtain. You're just trying to associate what you think is good and bad of me instead of learning
Mhm.
to accept me how I'm accepting me. So
Mhm.
that scene that you're talking about, I do deal with that, which is very, very often, unfortunately, in my life, especially
Yeah.
more that I've learned and come to accept this. And the hurtful part is I've learned to love this part of me.
Yeah.
And it hurts when there are people who say that the term care or love, and we're like, this is not care and love. Because for you to be care and love, granted, I'm not perfect, I'm not meant to be perfect, none of us placed on this realm is meant to be perfect, but if I'm open to accepting every aspect of you and learning you,
Mhm.
why are you so anti learning me? You just
Mhm.
want the part of me that you think is great,
Mhm.
but every part of me is great.
Absolutely.
Good, bad, happy, sad, when I got my floofy hair out, or whether I got a
Mhm.
wig on, when I don't have makeup on, when I'm natural faced, every aspect of me is great
Yep.
because they're what makes me me. I wouldn't be me without these aspects.
Yeah.
So it's very tiresome, and that's really
It
one of
is.
the biggest arguments that we have is why are people
Yeah.
why are people here, why do we have the people that we have around us, and why do they hurt us? And then
I
we
know
spend a
why.
lot of time arguing because we just realistically we just want to be loved and be happy.
Mhm.
Like, we fought with our
Facially.
own friends. Like, what do you want love for? Because it's something we've never
Yeah.
really had. We've had money. We've seen
Absolutely.
what money does. Like, we're not stupid. I gotta pay light bill. I got a kid to feed. I got
Right
gas to
on.
put in the car.
Right.
Like, I'm not stupid, but the days that I'm not good, I want somebody to wrap their arms around me and tell me I am amazing. And the days that I'm amazing, I want somebody to lift me up on their shoulders and say, "You see this? You see this beautiful being right here? This is my being, and they're amazing." And to not be
Absolutely.
able to ever really have that and never really experience it is the biggest trauma ever. And
I
then
agree.
on top of not having that, you now have to be that for someone else. How do
Yeah.
you be that for someone else when you don't know how to be it yourself? And it's tiresome. Like,
It
I
is.
am often very, very tired.
Mhm.
You know, I'll have insomnia just from my brain not shutting up. Like, I can't watch certain things. I can't read certain things. Like,
Yeah.
before I go to bed, you know what I watch? The Food Network. Why? Because Guy
Mhm.
Fieri. Like, I'll
Mhm.
laugh at Guy Fieri and I'll watch food, and it's like, that's soothing, because if I
Mhm.
look at anything else or watch anything else, it'll it'll throw my brain a spiral. But then what
Mhm.
also sucks is, I'll get attached to people. Like, I lost my best friend a few months ago, and not having him here has been hard because that was the person, when I had those nights and my brain wouldn't shut up, he would fall asleep on the phone and snore in my ear, and he was there and he's gone. And to nobody ever fit his shoes, but now it's this space, and it sucks because I need someone like that in my space, but I don't have it, and it hurts. And getting people to
Yeah.
understand, like, that type of trauma, like, it's hard for someone like me. Very, very hard.
Yeah.
I see you have the fingers, you have questions.
I have 5.
Okay, what's your questions?
Okay. Um Okay, so one of all, I feel that really fucking hard. And that's something I struggle with in a okay, specifically I struggle with the why are you here? But I also know that I am wonderful in no matter where I'm at. I know that I'm still valued and I still have value no matter where I'm at because that's something I tell other people as well. which is no matter how you feel about yourself, you're still your value never changes. So I believe that about myself, that that I am still a valuable person, even if I'm not doing great myself. Um, but it's so, it's like nearly impossible to find really what I define as like a genuine connection to someone via Twitch. I have a few. I would, I guess you could attune it to say like, like your close circle, say so to speak, like your inner circle, in a way of people that like truly get you and accept you no matter where you're at. And the other part of that is that like, and this is sometimes what I struggle with as a creator and as someone who's autistic, is that, you know, I'm a multifaceted person. I have emotions that are more than just like hype and happy and chaotic and whatever the fuck else I show on stream, you know? I've also been sad on stream. I have cried on stream. I've used my stream as like a tool for myself to help myself feel better and talk about what I'm going through mentally, because I just personally believe it's important to talk openly about our mental health, um, because too many people suffer in silence, so they don't know if anyone else is really dealing with it. That's kind of like that was the whole premise behind Mental Health Monday when I first started this 2 years ago, was I want to make sure that people don't feel alone in their thoughts, and a lot of things that you have said so far tonight. And I feel like in one way we've hardly even talked about the topic, but in another way, if people understand and can read between the lines, we've talked a lot about the topic. Um, and I'm always looking for people that can read between the lines and can see that I'm a lot more than just what's here on Twitch, what I put out in my content. And, I'm a lot more than just the sum of my clips or whatever the fuck, however you want to say that. So it's something I struggle with as like an identity as a creator, and like, branding and all that other bullshit of like, you have to be a happy-go-lucky, business safe individual in order to like pay the fucking bills. Like on one end, I want to be able to do what I want. On the other end, I want to be able to also do this full time. But I don't want to be inauthentic in attempting to do this full time. And that's something I struggle with, because authenticity isn't something that's celebrated on Twitch or on social media in general. What's celebrated is either pettiness, engagement farming, playing the algorithm, just shit like that. And I'm just like, sometimes I'll play it, but most of the times I'm just like, this is so fucking stupid. And then I'll complain about it, and then that'll get a lot of engagement because people love to like hark on stupid shit, but only if it's timed right. Only at 8:01 a.m. on a Tuesday on Twitter. Like, if you post at 8:02, you get nothing, seen by no one. It's so fucking stupid. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. But I do it because I do it to just garner more authentic people like that in my life, and I set that boundary for myself. And I know that everyone is going to be, the most authentic viewer. Not everyone here is going to be my bestest friend forever, and that's fine. And I'm okay with just having fans that only want to be around for whatever specific content I like. I appreciate all my viewers nonetheless, but it's just frustrating sometimes. So I feel you there a lot with trying to find someone who can accept you for every part of you, can see you as wonderful for every part of you. And I want to say that so far in the short time that we've had together as it is, you are wonderful. All parts of you are wonderful, and this internet stranger loves and cares about you. And I know that's really fucking hard selling. You're not going to believe me, and that's okay. You don't have to. But I do. I really fucking care a lot for people I don't even fucking know. Um, and yeah, yeah. And I'd like to get to know you better, so I'll probably drop by your streams a bit and see what happens and go from there. I don't know. I like your cadence. I like your talk, and I like all the in between the lines, because it's important to me, because I see it, and not everyone always sees that. And there's a lot of value in what you're saying, and I know you know your value, And I feel like your value should be definitely elevated, but it is also frustrating to be like, why the fuck are 100 of you here? Like 99 of you don't give a shit, and the only person that does give a shit, I know for a fact, is my one mod in here. Like, it's weird, right? It's weird to sit in front of so many people, and it's just like, you don't actually care about me, but like, thanks anyway. You know, like it's a weird economy, right?
Like
Um,
for me, it's like because I I've been on this platform 6 years, so
mhm.
I know the like you said, the facade of shit.
Yeah,
I think for me, it's what hurts for me is when I finally let that wall down and say, okay, you're more than a Twitch person,
right.
and you build that relationship,
And then you
and
fucking poof.
then you get stabbed dead smack in your chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even in your
It's
back,
happened
it's
so
in
many
your
fucking
chest.
times. Mm-hmm.
And you get to a point where you're just like, I said it to someone earlier, I just want my bubble. Like I
Mm-hmm.
do. Outside of this,
Yeah,
I have certain specific people that I speak with, that
absolutely.
some of them, like one of my biggest, hugest supporters is my sister. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? My sister is my business partner. My sister is my best friend. I love the hell out of my sister. She has absolutely no idea half of the time what goes on Twitch. But y'all see the photos taken of me 88% of the time. It's her putting me in cosplays, telling me what looks good, doing my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sister has been my biggest support system through a lot of the stuff that I've dealt with. So to be able to find something else, or people that feel like, for me, my biggest thing is I've been a stray, I've been an outcast, I've been outside of every so many things. For me, I want a home. And
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have a home, I decided to create a home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
That's what
like
happens. That's what I did.
yeah,
I created my family here. Like, it's literally called the Waba fam for a fucking reason, because my family of blood is complete shit.
yeah, like my community, once I hit 1,000 followers, I was like, this no longer can be the asylum, because that's not specifying what this is. So I ended up renaming my community the Asylum District. And everybody that comes in is going to have their own home.
Mm-hmm.
But there are specific people that I don't want them to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to stay. And it sucks when situations happen and I have to make a choice whether it's me and my well being, or do I let myself get walked on? And it hurts. And it's tiring to have to put yourself in those type of shoes. And for me, I just want my bubble. Like, I
Yeah,
just
that's fair.
remade a bubble, you know what I'm saying? And even had a pop just recently. And now I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, well, fuck. Why did I even fucking make the damn bubble if
Yeah.
it's just gonna be a damn pop again? And now I'm panicking because I don't want the bubble to deflate, because while I was in the bubble, I was happy. And now I'm not happy. I'm hurting again, and I don't want to fucking hurt. So now my brain is in panic mode. And I don't want to yell at the rest of the people in the bubble because of the one motherfucker that popped the damn bubble. But I'm angry and I'm hurt and I'm confused and I'm conflicted and I'm crying. And it's a lot, like you said, it's a lot that goes on in this shit
Mm-hmm.
that words sometimes can't even vocalize. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. There's
I
no words
sometimes,
for it. There's no words for it.
yeah,
It's just it's
there's
just
not.
it's just like what?
Yeah,
What?
it's
Really?
like,
Like
yeah,
yeah.
it's just. And yesterday I was like, I don't want to touch any of it. Like, I only turned on my PC to check my work shit.
Yeah.
That's how I found out about the meetings for today. I didn't want to see
Oop.
shit with Twitch. I didn't want to
Yeah.
see shit
That's a
on
mood.
fucking Twitter. I didn't want nobody to know I existed. And once I found out my work shit, I
Oh,
got dressed,
you want a
I got
pun?
my car, and I went to my
Oh
sister's
no.
house.
You want a bipolar pun real quick?
Huh?
Let me help you feel a little better about it.
What's that?
Twitch is just cycling. That's all.
Yes. Look, it is. It is.
It does.
It is. It really is. But I sat there and I was like, you know what? Like we said, I can't be in my happy bubble on this side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to my happy bubble on that side.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I went over my sister's house,
No, it's
and
important.
my nieces were in town, back home from being out of
Dude,
town.
those
And my niece has a
separations.
new. Oh, you have
Those
to.
walls are so fucking important. Listen, I don't carry my work with me at home. I really don't. Like, yeah, I work from home for the most part, but I don't carry it. If that phone is off, I don't give a shit. Not my problem. Not my monkey, not my circus. I did my due diligence. Like, you know, Twitch I'm pretty integrated with it because it's also my socialization. But I still separate myself from Twitch every so often. You know, it's okay to take a step back from Discord. I've been telling myself that more and more. I think it's important.
Oh yeah, I'm very, like, when I seen that technically yesterday was National Unplug Day. I was like, shit, I unplug almost every damn Sunday. So you ain't telling me a national shit. I do this every damn Sunday. I'm else unplugging and not dealing with this shit, or I'm unplugging, laying in my bed, or I'm unplugging, getting the hell out of this damn house because, like you
Heard
said,
that.
work from home. You know, my kid is out of school for summer. So just like, guess who the fuck is completely unplugging Friday? Yeah, guess what? You'll get a stream Thursday. Don't talk to me about shit having to do with
Absolutely.
Twitch.
Absolutely.
Don't talk to me about shit having to do with Twitter. I am going away.
Yeah.
I'll have my phone on me.
Keep your
and
fucking
I will be
space.
taking pictures.
Don't take
And
shit from
the
no one who
pictures will
says
be
otherwise.
posted when I fucking feel like it.
Absolutely.
I will respond 100%. When I fucking feel like it. Why? Because
you know what?
I deserve to be in my happy bubble.
Absolutely you do. And you know what? 100% people will respect you a lot more, and you actually get more traction when you do that. Ironically, when you hold better space for yourself, you get a lot more traction overall. Because then people come to value the time and energy you put into everything. And that's what I'm hoping for as well, because I put a lot of energy.
Error 404. I know this.
You know what the fuck I meant. But
I know. I'm just like those words. Whew, time, energy.
It's hard energy. Okay, there's things I wanted to say before. Other two things, because they're very far back. I wanted to compliment you and give you positive affirmation about your parenting, and I think that you're an amazing parent. Just because, you know, not only because like you talk to your daughter and everything, but just like dealing with all this, and just like now hearing about effectively it's compartmentalizing. You know, compartmentalizing your life is really, really important as well to help to be a more effective parent, you know, in that way, but you're still mindful to your child at all times. So I wanted to, there was something else specifically I wanted to tell you about that, but I forgot what it was. The other part of it, maybe it'll come to me with the other part. The other part is yesterday on stream, I had a whole rant about why do parents. Now, do you know what I mean when I'm saying why do parents? I mean more in like kind of like why do my narcissistic parents, you know, do all these things and say that they're proud of me and then fucking, you know, gaslight me and be like, no, you're not doing what I said that you have to do, and how dare you have your own life and shit like that. So of like the why do parents, you know, say X and then do Y kind of thing. Like, oh, I totally love you, but I'm also going to force you to do this thing because I think it's the best thing for you. Fuck you. I don't know if you have experience with narcissistic parents.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I have experience with narcissistic parents. I have experience with narcissistic people I've dated. So I've gotten that on both sides. Just like
so anyway. This is gonna help me remember my point. So basically, the whole explanation of why do parents is basically, effectively the short answer response. I'm gonna highlight it out and put it as a video though. But the short answer was, the reason that why do parents is because parents delusion themselves with their ego to basically think that they can do this all on their own. They don't need anyone else's help, and they shouldn't listen to anyone else's opinion because obviously they're great parents, and they delusion themselves into thinking that their kid is just a miniature version of them. This is where it was going. they delusion themselves that their kid is a miniaturized version of them, and thereby they can project all their lost, goals that they want to have for their kid onto their kid, and basically force and indoctrinate their kid to be what they wanted to be, but in doing so, they make their kid resent them for forcing them to do shit instead of giving their kid a choice. So that's where it was. And I wanted to give you a compliment, which is that you see your kid as a mini version of you, but she still has autonomy as her own person, and you respect that so fucking much. And I think that's super important, not only because of that reason of why do parents, but also just in general as a good parent thing, and also as like that's an awesome parent thing. And I think more parents should be doing that, as honoring their kids as an individual and giving them the freedom to explore themselves and be their own person and have that confidence. Because in giving her that confidence and having her build her own confidence, again, all the other things that I said before, that she now isn't unconfident that she can fucking stand up for herself. If she comes across some abusive ass person in her life who tries to trick her in and drag her in with love bombing or other fucking abuse 101 tactics, she'll be like, nah. As soon as they fucking pull the rug from her, she'll be like, nope, fuck off. I have more respect for myself than that. You don't get that from me.
Yeah.
She'll have more power to do that.
I can literally say from that aspect, I
Yeah.
did get from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and my grandmother. Anything that I wanted to do, they were like, okay. My mom never was like, oh no, you're gonna learn how to hair and nails, and you're gonna do this. No, it was like when I decided I wanted to learn karate, my grandmother was like, okay, we're putting her in a karate school. When I wanted to model, okay, you're going to modeling school. When I wanted to sing, they were there for choir practices. Everything that I felt I needed to express, I can literally say my grandmother and my mom did that. My mom is the reason why I play games now. Like it was like, oh, I want to play video games. She bought me games. So that part I can at least hugely say thank you to her. My dad is the one that when you're talking about the living through dreams stuff, luckily, because my older sister is the person whose dream he wanted to live through because
Mm-hmm.
she played basketball. I got the shit end of the stick of that. It's why can't you be like your sister? Why do you have to go do,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
can't you do sports? And then even when I tried to play sports, it was, well, you're not your sister. And what's crazy about you
Like, bitch,
saying
you
that,
wanted me to be my sister, and now you're like being like, well, you're not as good as your fucking
right.
pick a
And
lane.
right. And the funny part of you bringing that
Uh,
up is
mm-hmm.
my niece, my sister's child, she plays for the Atlanta Dream because her
Hmm.
mother pushed her to complete her dream of playing pro basketball. So
Whoa.
that's what she did to her child. But the plus side of it is well, that's actually something my niece wanted to do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure, if it's something
But
that the kid wants to do
yeah,
already.
yeah, and that's where that worked out. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of parents need to, if you're a person and you're currently a parent, or you're a person and later on potentially being a parent, I think that's the part that needs to be understood. Like
Mm-hmm.
my daughter does artwork. I am also an artist, but I'm not telling my daughter she has to do art like I do art. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
I help flourish that by saying, here's a when she before she got old enough to do it, here's a crayon, here's paper, show me what you want to do. I'll show you what I do. As she's older, now she has an iPad and a, what I'm saying, and the pen, the sketch pen. She has Procreate. She shows me her sketches. When her pen dies, guess who she comes to? Mommy, my
Mm-hmm.
pen's dead. I need a new one. Or mommy, I can't find my pen. Or mommy, I want to start taking commissions. How do I go? That's where the part of me now comes. She comes to me. Mommy, I want to take commissions. How should we, am I allowed to do this to get commissions because I want to help and I have my own money? And that's where, like you said,
Oh,
now it's her
shit.
coming to her parent. Uh oh.
I just remembered that Frankie texted me asking me if I wanted Taco Bell, and I forgot to text back. And it
Oh no!
just hit me as Frankie walked by, and Frankie said that was like 2 hours ago. He said,
Oh
"I guess I got you
no!
something," so I don't know if I got anything.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm hopeful they did. I'm hopeful they
They
did.
said, I guess. Listen, Frankie is fucking petty elite here. Thank you for the pronoun check and the self-care time check, Theo. Also, welcome in. Hy-Vee Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself out there. Please all take care of yourself, chat. Heck, do the drinks. Get the food. Get the snacks. Run this for the long haul. Frankie's falling great. Hi, Jeffrey. Are you home? You're home now? Hi, Angel. Take your meds. Yeah, take your meds. Yeah, well, welcome and hello, ImFamous. Oh my gosh, you first time chatter? Oh my god, look at you. Sorry. I'm making fun. You're home. That's great, Jeffrey. All right. Sorry, I cut you off halfway there.
Oh no, you're good. You had something to take care of.
Yes.
That happened.
Can I follow up with a question? Because you were talking about the arts and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so compliment question. I do a compliment question compliment sandwich. There's no meanness. There's just compliments. I'm a complimentary person. I'm a fucking piece of shit wholesome bean. Anyway, so compliment. I think it's really great that you continue to encourage your child to be her own person and that she can do her art in her own way, and that's really great of you to do that. And I think that's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like the way that you parent your child should be the norm, but like, you know, I guess asking. No, I'm not saying you do the bare minimum, but asking the bare minimum of parents seems to be too much sometimes. That being said, we have a question from Zypress, who did not type a colon correctly. You typed a semicolon. So be on the lookout for that one next time, Zypress, but I caught it for you. How do you balance being a content creator and a single parent? I was a single parent for many years. My son struggles with me having fun without him. Like, if I had a chance and was laughing and having fun, he would struggle with not being a part of that.
Oh, so to answer the first part of that question, I balanced it around her.
Mm-hmm.
So predominantly my streams were done because she's, like I said, I've been streaming for 6 years. So I would stream when she was like, in bed and, stuff like that after I got off work. But what ended up happening is, even though my content is adult related,
sure,
my community knows who she is. Like, she's taken over my stream for her birthday. She's pied me in the face for charity.
That's great.
We did a cereal tier list for Halloween. I still include her. Matter of fact, we just did a charity event last Saturday, and I had her. I had to play blindfolded, and I had her tell me where to go in Fall Guys. So for me, I don't keep her away from it. Right. Respectfully, I limit her because, of course, it's a lot of individuals that do not need to interact with my child all the time.
Absolutely.
But I include her. Also, she just walked in here a little while ago, and I put if you ever see me do this, like in stream, it's because I'm telling her 1 second, or I'm telling her no, because she can't come on camera, and she'll be like, she'll ask me, am I live or am I in an interview? And I just nod my head. Most of the time, people don't even pick up that cue. You see what I'm saying? That quickly.
Yeah, it's so subtle.
Right, because she's in her room in her own zone. I think because of, I'll make time for her. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
When I'm done with streaming, she'll come and show me her drawings. And before I stream, she homework. She's into volleyball. She's into orchestra. I'm at every concert. I'm at almost every game, depending on how far it is. I'm at practice. Like, I'm very consistent in her life. So I had to break it down. Like, this is what mommy needs to do. But also, she knows that this is my business. At one point, this was the only form of income we had when I lost my job because of COVID.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to explain that to her, like,
What was
yeah,
the
it sounds like I'm having fun, but this is also how mommy's making money.
Yeah. Dead ass. I feel that.
Hmm.
Because, like, right now I'm currently in, like, I'm not in a bad position, but, like, if we want to move to where we want to move to, I need to be able to make this, between this and YouTube, my full time.
Yeah.
And I'm not making full time income. This pays the electric bill. That's about it. Like, I'm very open. My sub count's right there. Like, folks know how much I'm probably getting from this. I'll tell you, it's not a lot. It's enough for my electric bill. That's about it. And I'm very thankful for that. But, like, we gotta grow. We gotta grow because I don't want to ask more than like $5 from everyone, you know. And even that, I don't want to ask for that because it's still free to watch me, you know.
Yeah.
What was your job and what is your job now?
So my job was before COVID. I was a technical chat analyst. So for
A
tax
while.
company. So when people had issues with the website or their accounts or not finding documents, that was my job. So I would help them fix that. What is my current job now? I'm a social media manager, and ambassador manager for an agency. So, uh-oh. Waba out? Yes, Waba out. Waba has Taco Bell. Everybody cheer. Yes. No, Waba getting
It's very
Taco
cold
Bell.
Taco Bell. Hello, Wobble. We replaced by this taco now. Thanks. Frankie just got 2 chicken quesadillas and my seat is betraying me. All right, I'm gonna order additional Taco Bell.
This is not enough Taco Bell. We need more. I can't even
No,
eat Taco
it's
Bell,
not.
so enjoy the Taco Bell for me.
I will. What do you want? Dang it, it's closed.
No. Oh,
Hold on, I'll be right back. I need water. I've been neglecting a water refill this whole time. Chat, all right. On the spot, ImFamous. What's the question of the day?
the question of the day: what is your favorite meal? What is your go-to meal?
What is your go-to meal, chat? Go.
I'd play like cute, catchy music, but I don't have cute, catchy music to play. Chair supremacy. How many tattoos do I have? I have 16. 16 tattoos. I said I would stop at 25. The pandemic has slowed that process down, but I do have 16 tattoos. My daughter counts every few months just to make sure I haven't gotten snuck any more new ones on her and not told her.
Ribbon, are you here? Yeah, you're here. Ribbon, you want to go Taco Bell tomorrow? Let's do Taco Bell tomorrow.
Ribbon said, hell yeah. Which one is my favorite tattoo? I would have to honestly say my back piece. I have a back piece in honor of my mother. And it's actually the Assassin's Creed logo and a set of wings. And her birthday was 10/19. So I have the X and the X1X there. That is my baby, even though I barely get to see it, but it's like one of my favorite pieces. If I had to say my second piece, it's the one that mostly everybody sees all the time, which is Stitch. Anytime I cross my arms and I'm wearing a tank top and I go somewhere, it's like, oh my god, is that Stitch tattooed on your arm? And it's like, yeah, it's Stitch. Yeah, that's literally what it is. Is like my angel has my back. So I keep it there. So, which is funny because when stupid stuff happens and I'm freaking out, that's the first part of my skin to act up is my back, and I'd be like, I can't reach it. My arms are too short, and it sucks, but it means a lot to me. Waba is enjoying the taco. Says your favorite tattoo is also game related, even though maybe like 5 people who see it know what it is. I'm pretty sure if I've seen it, I may know what it is. Overall, I have.
There's a 200% chance it's a Final Fantasy 14 character. There's a 300% chance I know exactly which character it is.
I have what?
Oh, actually, no. It's the symbol, isn't it?
The actual Final Fantasy symbol?
No. There's like a symbol of the lights. I forget what it's called.
Oh.
Minnie will tell me. Minnie will remind me.
Yeah, I think I have 4 gaming tattoos. 5 if you count my logo. I actually do have my logo tattooed on.
Do you?
Yeah, actually 6. It would be 6. So it's Navi. I have Navi with is dangerous to go alone right here. The Assassin's Creed tattoo. Also me and my siblings all have matching hearts, like the Legend of Zelda hearts on our calf.
That's cute.
I have a Keyblade on my shoulder. So yeah, and then if you count my logo, so yeah, because technically I wouldn't have this logo if I wasn't streaming content. And then of course I have a Cheshire cat.
What is your logo?
My logo? Oh, it's. Hold on.
Wait, you're a broadcaster. Fucking spam all your emails real quick.
Oh, spam all my emotes?
Yeah.
Okay. I know my mods is in here, and I know they got my emotes too.
Well, I don't know if they have your bit emotes or if you have bit emotes.
Those are all of my emotes. And
is it the little wolfie?
No, it's the little unicorn. Her name is her name is ImFamous.
ImFamous?
Yeah, her name is ImFamous. So it's ImFamous, and then I have Chesh, and then it's Navi the mod, and then that's Cake. And then that's Cake Pants. That's the emote in honor of my daughter. So, but the actual
the fucking butt emote is in honor of your daughter.
No, I said cake. No, it's a cake. It's a little.
Pants.
It's a little purse. It's a little unicorn eating a cake. It says ImFamous snack. It's purple. It's a little purple unicorn.
Oh, okay, the purple one. Sorry.
Yeah, that one. No. That's that's the backpack.
God, I was about to say. I'd be like, cancel.
No. I forgot the Chesh box. Where is my Chesh box? Oh, there it is.
It's the bits.
But the logo is actually, I think I can display it without removing too many clothes. It's not an emote. Because yeah, it's still ImFamous, but my original logo, because a person was like, oh well, a person I had a very bad falling out with that decided it was a good idea to use my mental illness to blackball me and throw me under the bus. They went and told people that I didn't particularly like them because they were the queen of the state that we live in. So I took, because I didn't have a logo at the time, and I took that concept and I said, I don't care about you being queen of this state. I'm infamous. So I took and created Infamo, and Infamo actually sits on an ice throne inspired by Game of Thrones, holding a crown. That's my actual logo.
I love it.
But what I used to sit and chat with, which is the one that you see like wiggling and moving and all of that, I used to sit a unicorn in people's chats, just the one that I made, that one. And things would happen for people, like they would get raided with big raids and they would get like sub bombs, or one particular streamer was waiting for a code and I was like, well, did you check your email yet? And they were like, how did you do that? And I was like, how did I do what? They was like, I have the code, I've been waiting 2 days for this code and you say that and it appears. They were like, you're some type of unicorn. So I've basically become the unicorn of
great.
like of everything. But then it's like, then you have those people that gamer girls aren't unicorns. That is another identity I have. I am an entire unicorn. I also identify as a deer and a Cheshire cat and an Umbreon. Thank you.
Yes, Umbreon identifies as a Wabafoot.
Wow.
All right. Well, hold on. Is this also a tell me you're bisexual without telling me you're bisexual energy as well?
Yes.
Yes, let's go. Fuck yeah. I have way too many commands, by the way. Yeah, we have a Gengar and a Minun here. Like, I have all the Pokemon pals. Have I played a Pokemon game lately? No.
I just cosplayed as a Pokemon trainer. That's about as much as I've gotten to Pokemon lately. I just can't play Pokemon Unite. I tried. I just can't.
It's all right. Anyway. Oh yeah, I just did a playthrough of Coliseum. That's true.
Oh, okay, that's
I'm gonna play XD Gala Darkness next. So, because it's the better game, the superior game. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
This is fun.
Yes.
How are you doing, by the way, right now? Where are you at?
Other than I'm probably gonna have to eat soon. I'm okay. I actually feel a lot better than I probably did earlier. I got to get some things out of my brain. So we have a mild headache, but it's okay because that's just hunger headache.
Do you want to part 2 this?
And we can always part 2 this.
I'm all this? For just to give you like some time to like process, relax. You know.
Yes, I would love to part 2 this.
Because I'm like it's 10 p.m. I just ate food. I'm like, I'm ready.
Itis is gonna kick in. Oh yeah. But no, we can definitely part 2 this.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to push you as well, and I'm just like, let's chill.
Oh no, I appreciate that.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you just coming on and talking to us. I know. So literally, let me tell you a little backstory. I followed ImFamous on Twitter maybe over a year ago, and I forget what it was over, but I'm sure you could literally scroll up to the top of our Twitter conversation. It was probably about mental health. Because I was in like a let me reach out to every single mental health person I find mood. Yeah, literally. Oh, actually 2021. It's not too long ago.
Okay.
8 months ago. Yeah. Literally, yeah, because I saw you're a mental health person. I saw you like a status. So that's why I randomly fucking found you. Is that I was like, I want to connect with all the mental health people. So this has been fucking great. So this is an interview 8 months in the making, I'd say.
Yes, and you know the best part of this message is, and this interview being done today, it's International Cat Day.
It is International Cat Day.
The things that we sent was pictures of our pets, and now we're here today on International Cat Day. Yes.
I have Angel right here. She's looking at me funny.
She's like, if you don't listen, I don't know where Eds is. I'm not even gonna lie and be like, I know Eds is, because Eds is hot, so he's been hiding out. but I did post a cute video of Ed's giving me kisses.
Yeah, Sky gives me kisses and interrupts my stream constantly. We have a counter now. It's funny. Anyway, this is Angel. She's my floof monster.
Hello, fluffers.
She's our princess. She's our one girl.
She's looking like if this camera don't get out of. Oh wait, what is that over there?
Oh,
I
she's
love
fine.
when they get
She
something.
lets me do anything to her. It's really weird. She was a street cat, we were told, that was like near feral, but she's just been so docile and let us do whatever the fuck. Also,
That's
she
how
understands
Eds
affection.
is with my daughter. Eds will let Pants carry him around like a baby around the apartment.
Oh,
but
Sky wants
anybody
to be carried
else,
like a baby.
yeah, anybody
Sky
else,
needs
don't touch
babies.
him. Don't touch him all day.
Zypress, you can come back in the Discord, but if you leave after 2 days, I am going to DM you on Discord and be like, bruh. I swear to God, Zypress has been in and out of my Discord so many times because he's been tired with social media. Zypress, we're not judging you. You can post whatever the fuck you want about your life. We're just gonna be like low-key jealous. It's fine. So come fucking into the Discord. It's fine. Get in here.
So wait. Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, what's up?
Can I make a suggestion? This is what I've told people, right? When you're dealing with overload from social media and you don't want to be social, right?
Listen.
Don't leave. Don't delete the account. Just remove the application. You know why? Because eventually, once you're done processing, you want to go back to doing what you were doing around the people that you were doing. And at least that way, one, because if all you're doing is just trying to get you together, a lot of people will notice, oh my God, such and such is not in the Discord. Oh my God, such and such is not tweeting. Oh my God, such and such is not posting anything on Instagram. But if you just want some space and want some breathing room, just uninstall the apps. That way you can have your breathing room and you're also not putting everybody in a panic. So then when you want to come back, you could just literally be like, oh, I just unplugged. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. To be fair, only me and mods see the mod logs of people leaving, so.
Oh yeah. No, I was saying overall.
Oh,
like
yeah,
nobody
like people
sees
mail
it.
us, be like, oh, I wonder where Cypress is, you know?
Yeah. Like
we've definitely said that in Discord before. Be like, we miss Cypress.
see, and you're missed, and you might want to peek and
Cypress
see that.
is
Like,
missed.
oh, I
Cypress is a
missed.
troll, but he's a very friendly troll.
We love friendly trolls.
We do.
I think I have a friendly troll. I have a few of them. I think one of my mods would be.
I was like, I would be surprised if it wasn't your mods. All right.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it is.
You have friends, right?
Me? Yeah, I got friends. Yeah.
Who's a friend that you like a whole lot right now?
A friend that I like a whole lot right. I mean, some of them are in chat right now. Do we mean in chat or somebody that might be live?
Live.
Live?
Yeah. If you pick no one, I'm picking probably the lowest person on my list here.
Let's. Actually, I got somebody. I just want to make sure that they're not about to end. Let me do that because you know how that gets.
Oh, I always sneak into streams when I'm like live and they can hear me talking to them. I'm like, hey, how's it going? What's going on here?
Okay, my really good friend, Heal Mode Phoenix, is right now playing Fortnite.
Oh, I always love it. Okay.
Yes, so I'm gonna put the name in chat.
Yeah, what's up, Tater? Oh, I got a self promo myself anyway before the end of this. Marker. Bye, YouTube.